What is going on, everybody? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you today, Tuesday, January 24, 2023. We have a 7-game NBA slate to dig into. I have a few players I got my eyes on to add to our 3 players that we talked about in the first video that was posted super early this morning. But before we get to those players, let's recap our plays from yesterday. And I gotta be honest with you, we did not have a good outing at all. Things did not fall in our favor whatsoever. However, I'm never going to shy away from my picks. I'm always going to back them up with research. I'm always going to back them up with my analysis. And when I hit, I'll let you know why we hit. And if we don't hit, I'll let you know why we didn't hit. So let's talk about why we didn't hit on these picks yesterday. Starting off with Mr. Walker Kessler. First half PRA of 11.5. Guy picked up 3 first half fouls, sat out much of the second quarter, didn't come back. I believe he ended the first half with 10 PRA, if I'm not mistaken. We needed 12 from him. Sengun just didn't have it last night. Gobert clearly had it. Gobert is an elite defender and made things tough on Sengun. Sengun struggled with fouls throughout the game. And listen, even though Gobert is an elite defender, I'll still go with Sengun in that matchup because he has the talent, and he had been on a really strong heater, playing at a really high level. I liked his game. I thought he was going to come in and put up a better fantasy line than he did, but he just didn't have it for us in the first half. Picked it up a little bit in the second half. I think he ended the second half with 21 fantasy points. So ended up with a pretty respectable fantasy score overall, but just didn't have it for us in the first half. Jason Tatum. We needed 9 rebounds for Jason Tatum. Had a rebound prop full game of 8.5. Ended the first half with 6 rebounds. And you're looking at that stat line thinking, damn, he's going to end the game with 10, 12, 14 rebounds. No, he ended the game with 6 rebounds. Didn't grab another damn rebound the rest of the game. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating to see that happen. And then staying in the same game, Mr. Derek White. Huge opportunity for him to produce, and was well on his way. Ended the first quarter with 8.5 fantasy points. I believe he had a 3-pointer, a rebound, a steal, a block, and I think he had an assist, and he also had 2 turnovers. So 8.5 fantasy points going into the second quarter. Plays 1 minute in the second quarter, hurts his neck, seen on the bench, icing his neck. Didn't come back until the third quarter, and then put up a pretty respectable fantasy line. But again, these first half stats, they just didn't fall through for us yesterday. Foul trouble, injuries, it happens like that sometimes. However, today's a new day. You have to have a short memory in all fantasy sports, whether it be prop or daily or season long. So we are looking to rebound tonight, and I got my eyes on some props. In addition to the props that we talked about earlier this morning, Kyle Kuzma, Beal over their points, and then Zubac over his points and rebounds. I want to go ahead and stay in that same Dallas and Washington game and look a little bit at Mr. Daniel Gafford and Spencer Dinwiddie, both of whom are in similar situations on their teams with the injury bug and certain players not being around. So Christian Wood is not in the lineup tonight versus the Wizards. So again, one less person on the floor, and Dinwiddie has been sliding into that Brunson role really nicely, picking up the scoring. He is definitely the second scorer on this team behind Luka Doncic, and he's been doing a great job. I mean, over his last 5 games, Dinwiddie has been clearing his point prop. I mean, not just clearing it, but really clearing it. And if I can spell his name correctly, Dinwiddie. 18.5 is his prop tonight. It just was bumped from 17.5 to 18.5, but here's why I still like it, because even with the bump, he's going over this in his last 5 games. If we check out what his game log looks like over those last 5 games, we can find out a little bit more about his performance, and you'll see why I like this play even with the bump. So there's his 5-game stretch, averaging 18 points, but Point guard defense, shooting guard defense of the Wizards doesn't scare me because of this. So check out this game log. Check out this game log right here. And this is 15 games of guards versus the Dallas Mavericks, or excuse me, versus the Washington Wizards. Guards have hit their prop in 60% of these games. Again, no Christian Wood tonight. He's out. He has a thumb injury, so this should solidify a real big minutes and a bigger role for Dinwiddie. If you wanted to go to revenge narrative, you can do that, being that Dinwiddie spent some time in Washington, but I don't think it matters that much. He's already in a really good spot, and I just like the matchup tonight, even with the point bump. So let's go ahead and lock in. You can go ahead and lock in Dinwiddie over 18.5 points, full game points, not half. And then sticking in that same game, we have Daniel Gafford, who, hey, Porzingis is out week to week with that sprained ankle. Hachimura's been traded to the Lakers. 2 less big bodies in the front court. Daniel Gafford should see an increased role. He should see more scoring opportunities without those 2 guys in the lineup. And much like my breakdown for Kuzma this morning, Gafford's in a very, very similar spot, in terms of forwards versus the Dallas Mavericks. So out of these 25 games, 14 times forwards have hit their point prop. So that, I think, is close to 60%, if I'm not mistaken. Dallas doesn't have Christian Wood, so one less person to defend that position. And Gafford's just in a good spot, just like Kuzma's in a good spot. They're both going to benefit from the absences of Porzingis and Rui. And one thing that stood out to me when I go over to statmuse.com, we can look at Daniel Gafford's game log. And aside from his 2 poor performances versus the New York Knicks, he has been in the mid-20s, high 20 in terms of minutes played, and he has hit double-digit scoring in pretty much all of these games. I mean, look dating back to the 22nd. So let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double-digit scoring performances. And then his rebounds, 8. The dud against New York, 2, 5 against Golden State, 6 against New York, or excuse, yeah, 6 against New York. I mean, 9, 12, 8, 8. He's putting in work, and I like his matchup tonight again versus the Dallas Mavericks. I think he can get it done for us in the points department. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in his points of 11.5. One more play for you that stood out to me, Donovan Mitchell. Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't like picking this guy in my props in terms of his fantasy and his points because I always get it wrong. I can never get this dude right. I want to cash on one of his props one day. And today could be that day. Take a look at his take a look at his rebounds and assists over the last 10 games. We want to always look at his scoring because he's just such an aggressive scorer. He likes driving. He likes drawing the contact. He can hit the 3. He's super strong in the paint. He's a big ass, guard. He can move people around. So we kind of don't pay attention to his peripherals. We don't pay attention to his rebounds and assists. But look at what he's been doing for you. Look at this: 10 over the last 5 and 9 over the last 10 versus this specific New York Knicks defense. He's giving you 15 points and rebounds. That is a ton of production. 60% hit rate out of his last 10. But if we just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 out of his last 6 games, he's crushed that prop line. I mean, give me that prop line for sure. So I like Donovan Mitchell's rebounds and assists line at 7.5. I like him to go over this. And then keep in mind, Mitchell Robinson is not playing tonight. So I think you have, I can't remember the backup center name for the New York Knicks, but Mitchell Robinson is not going to be in the lineup tonight. You probably will see Randall playing a lot of the 5. And that makes a huge difference for a player like Donovan Mitchell in terms of scoring, in terms of facilitating. in terms of grabbing rebounds. So yeah, I like this matchup for Donovan Mitchell tonight. So I will be looking to lock that in as well. I mentioned earlier in terms of being able to double down on a specific player if you feel good about their prop. So I think we missed an opportunity yesterday with D'Angelo Russell's full game and half game points, because he ended with 31 full game points and 19 first half points and 5 3-pointers made. So taking that information and just using what we learned from that experience today, take a look at Kyle Kuzma points and rebounds as well. So we like his points, but take a look at his rebounds and assists. He's currently set at 12.5. Take a look at what his rebounds and assists look like over the last 10 games. Over the last 10 games, he's giving you 12. Over the last 5 games, he's basically giving you 13. And against this Dallas defense, he's giving you 17. This game against Dallas was played back in November, I believe. So I'm not going to look into that too much. But remember, we're missing some people from this Washington Wizards front court. Porzingis is out. Hachimura is gone. And it looks a little different. Not too different. Just looks a little different. So his hit rate is 40%, but this is all based off of 2022 numbers. So I don't like digging that far back in terms of sample size, to be honest with you. So let's switch it back to all available and just focus on this year. 3 games into the year, he has crushed this line. Scroll on down, and we already know what the production looks like from forwards versus the Dallas Mavericks. I think Kyle Kuzma can get it done in the points department. I think he can get it done in his rebounds and assists for sure. So if you like his points and you like his rebounds and assists, do you like his PRA? His points are set to 24.5. His points and assists, or rebounds and assists, set to 12.5. It gives you 37, a line of 37. So he would need to give you 38 PRA to hit that. They currently have his PRA at 37.5. So you're getting a 0.5 discount on his PRA. Do you like his PRA? You can play his PRA if you like his points, if you like his rebounds, and you like his assists. So taking all this information, how are you going to construct your slips today? You have a few different options. Me, personally, I'm going to throw these 6 picks into a few 2-man power plays, and I'm going to mix and match Kuzma's points, mix and match his rebounds and assists. And then if I feel that confident about these 2-man power plays and I need them all to hit in order for me to triple my money to cash out, then why not throw all 6 of these players in a 6-man flex and try to 25x that, right? Because your 2-man power play, there is no room for error. There is no compensation for 50%. You got to get 100% of those picks right. You got to go 2 for 2. If you go 2 for 2 in 3 2-man power plays, then you're going to go 6 for 6 in your flex, assuming you play the same guy. So that is one way you can really leverage a prop. That's one way you can really kind of hedge everything when you're playing these slips on Prizepicks. But that's just a strategy that I'm going to be looking to employ tonight. And if you decide to do it too, let me know how your experience went in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think about my picks. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you disagree? Let me know. I want to hear from you. Do you have your eye on somebody as well? What player prop is your favorite player prop on today's 7-game NBA slate? Listen, I wish you the best of luck. I hope to see each and every one of you in the winner's circle tonight. And thank you so much for stopping by the channel and chilling out with me for a few minutes. And until my next video, Chavez is out.